morning. I was asking if I can do this presentation in Portuguese, and I said, really, no. Really, I understand. I love the language, but I couldn't do that way. So I prefer doing it in English, and or if you prefer, I can do it in Spanish. I think it's easy for me. But let's do it in English and try to make the translators understand and make a good translation to Portuguese. So thank you for the invitation, and I just want to talk a little bit different of what we was talking here about the legislations, all the efforts you are doing to change the law and get a better protection of the buildings and codes and standards. Something that we are doing in Ambrasi in Mexico. It's doing the same. We're working on the same direction with the government, codes and standards, but also we're working in parallel with education. So first, let me introduce Ambrasi. It's the Asociación Mexicana de Procesadores Automáticos contra Incendio. So the name is clearly focused. There is no other issue. We just related to sprinklers, and that's what we are for. The company, it's a non-profitable association founded 2 years ago, 2.5 years ago, and we started with a group of it was at that time like 28 members that we started. It was manufacturers, was contractors, insurance companies, designers, that we was concerned about the codes in Mexico and about the legislation and the way it was taking our industry in Mexico. So we started working as a national coverage with most of the members, but now we are close to 92 members. I think today we are almost 100, but the last official number, official means pay the membership. It was 92 last month, but at this month it's 100, and we are still growing. Each month we got new members, new support, new people getting involved. So this is the association we started 2.5 years ago with a lot of members, a lot of well-known names from manufacturers, from local contractors, from vendors, from distributors, from insurance companies, that we just get together and start to work in a different way. So in Brazil, the first thing we did was build a relationship and learn from the experts, and I would say learn from people that already passed through this process, and we adopt that. We don't have to invent anything. Everything is there. We really believe in sprinklers, and that's true. We just need to take the good things, what in other countries are happening, how they are moving on, and then we start working on that direction. So if you can see, we got a lot of relations, international, with the government, with another associations, fire departments. So we learn from everyone, we understand their problems, and we try to follow our strategy and be success in taking the experience they got already. So basically, we focus on three things. Our strategy was focused on regulation, education, and communication. Regulation, we was talking here, we got the same problems with the legislations. We got to pass and provide help and analyze, and there is a long way, but we are working in that direction. The other one is communication. We try to be in contact with the society, making them understand what the sprinklers can do for their life, for their property, and the most important, and that's what we are going to talk today, is education. Education, we started on thinking that the beginning for this is have all the members of all the people are involved in the industry well trained and certified. I think that's the first step, and from there we started the AMRASI training program and the certification. So to make that, we say, well, how can we involve the government? How can we involve another group of people to really recognize the effort of the certification? So we find out that in Mexico, the new government get a labor and education new politics. So taking that advantage, the government said, we believe on labor, on education. They got a program that means focus on education, training, standardization, evaluation, and certification of skills that are key factors for the economy, competitiveness, and the world, worldwide. So they developed, together with a SEP, that is the Ministry of Education, a program named CONOCER. So that related to national system for the competences of persons in Mexico. That's what they look in is people that are trained or got the skills in something, make it official that they have the skills and the competences to perform that job. So based on that, we worked as an AMRASI to provide a standard for the labor skills. Labor skills, and then we came with the CENTRASI. CENTRASI, it's Certificación en Tecnología de Rociadores Automáticos contra Incendio. But really, what it is the Mexican official certification for designers in automatic sprinklers. It's the National Council of Standards and Certification, that is CONOCER in Spanish, dependent of the Ministry of Public Education, that is the SEP. The SEP, the public education, that's the one that certify the engineers, the lawyers, that they are, all the schools programs need to be approved by the Secretaría de Educación Pública. So if you think we are working together with the government to get skills and competences on sprinklers, that there is no school, no university that can you go in Mexico and learn how to design and install sprinklers. So that's why these skills of competence came approved by the CONOCER, and they finally certified and give us it was in November 20 of 2013 the approval to get this certification. So what it is, it's practically a program that we work with many other associations, in this case NFCA, NFPA, and a lot of groups. We came together and make the standard for the skills. Right now we got the basic designers on automatic sprinklers that is already certified, and we got up to date, I think it's 12 engineers certified out of 30 that already present the test. And the next is the advanced designer of automatic sprinklers. And it's going to be the next step. What it is going to be for high risk protections, foam, deluge systems, all that special protections, different than sprinklers. That's going to be that skill or that standard. And we are working on we think that next year we're going to start with inspectors for automatic sprinklers and with installers on automatic sprinklers. So the programs, the standards are prepared, developed, where we got the objectives, skills, competence, requirements, codes, and standards that are the base for this document. And it's approved by the government. So from there, we can move on to the next step is, okay, how we want to recognize or certify. So in this case, we use experience from IPSA, from NFCA, and also the assistance from the Sprinkler Academy in the US to develop the certification process, the questions, the exams, and also to prepare the assessment. So that was prepared and submitted to the government, and it was approved. The next step was, okay, now we got the approvals, we got the documents, but we need to move forward. So was the training part, the most critical, to ensure that the people get this training, can pass the test. So finally, in May, we got the first test. It was 18 engineers that presented the test, and only 8 passed with the competitive level that was required by 92. So there is 2 phases. One is a theoretical online test. There's 60 questions. It's around 2 hours maximum. And the other one is having the presence of the government, one representative from the government, from CONOCER, and the industry. That's the practical exam. There is a project, how to develop a project, how to present a project, kind of a plan review or presentation of how you will protect the risk. And based on that, also it's 2 hours, it's the same day. You got immediately results, and if you pass you need to pass with more than 22%. If not, you got the chance to do it again in 6 months. But 22% maybe is high level, but we want to keep the level really high because we really believe we're talking about saving lives, saving properties. So we want to have the high expectation, the high level of the industry on this. So what we got at the end, we got a certification. It's a person certification. It's not a company certification. But it's recognized by the government, by the Mexican government, by the industry, and by the some international association. That gives us certainty on what we're doing, that we're doing the right things, and adding all the information or all the it's happening in the world in this kind of competencies. Here we got a really one. That's the first engineer was certified in Ambrossi in May. He got the #1 certification that is here. So he got his official certification by the government. You can find his name on CONOCER internet. So if you are a client, you just need to put his name in the CONOCER competencies, and you will have his resume and his competencies right there. So you don't need to go to any other companies or manuals or something to find out if he's already certified or not, and also if his certification expired. The certification is good for 3 years, and after those 3 years, they can renew it for another 3 years, not with a test, it's just with what we call PDH. There is a training or continuous professional development hours. This is based on seminars, on training, and seminars is more related to updates like NFPA, like data sheets from FM Global. Every year changes, are updated, some new technologies. So we are encouraging these people to take those training. We are providing those trainings through the embassy. And the manufacturers are key important at this point, because new technologies came in, new sprinklers came in, new pipes, etc. So we want to keep this person certified and updated. So after 3 years, they need to complete certain hours, and they can be recertified. So here's some pictures of the implementation process. Was a lot of people. Also, there's people from Brazil that support us. Many of you know Chris Ramos. He was participating on the development of the test to ensure that all the industry was represented, NFPA, FM Global, the industry, the manufacturers, to ensure, and also the local fire department, to ensure that the certification is fair and it's aligned with the requirements, not just only in Mexico, internationally. So there is the first time the test was presented. You can see they can use the books, they can use whatever, except they cannot have communication outside or internet. Everything needs to be there. They got the NFPA manuals, the data sheets on hand, so whatever they need, they can use it and answer those questions. And then the other part is a personal assessment with the government representative and with the industry or Brazil representative to ensure that they are doing the right things, that they are capable to do a project. And finally, it's what we get in here is a certification that recognizes the person, the professional image, the differentiation on the market, the credibility, the personal development, constant actualization, and obviously increase of salaries for them are the key. We really believe the designers is the beginning of a success installation. So that's what we're doing in Mexico, and something we stole some ideas from here, from the association in Brazil, from Marcelo Lima and from another person. So really helped us to develop this. It was really quick, the way we moved this in Mexico, but I think you can start to do something similar. You don't need to wait until the government or the legislation is completed. You need to be ready when that happens. And the professionals in this industry needs to be really prepared and ready for what is coming in the future. As soon as the legislation is accepted, okay, what's going to happen? Are you prepared for that? Are you certified for that? Thank you.